Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Okay, so sitting inside by the computer because I'm trying to upload videos. And I have about, let's see, who wants to do a time? And oh, there comes little Mr. Boo Radley, who is the star of my Peter Does Stuff video today. Boo Radley, did you like being a star? He said, I think I'm retired from being an actor. He's going back upstairs to take a nap. He came down and looked at me. Oh, there he is again. Well, hi, honey. What are you doing? He's sticking his head out between the stair things. Anyway, okay, let's do a little time and temperature check. So it is currently 4:08 p.m. And the temperature, let's go in here and see, Indianapolis weather. The temperature is currently 75 degrees. It actually feels a little bit warmer than that outside. So let me explain to you why I'm sitting in front of this computer today instead of sitting outside in the nice weather. Because I have to start getting ready here at about probably about 10 till 5. I need to jump in the shower to get ready for marriage counseling tonight. And then at like 5:15, I have to call an Uber or a Lyft. And our appointment's at 6 o'clock, which means we'll get done at 7, which means we'll get done and we'll get home about 7:30. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, well, I'll just film my vlog when I come home. But then I was like, if I wait to film the vlog when I get home, then I will probably end up getting done vlogging at like, I'll start it at like 8, get done at 9, the vlog will get up at like 12 or 1. Last night I got the vlog up late because I slept late, I took a nap last night. And so I was like, no, I just want to like have it, I want everything done before I leave for this appointment today. So I'm currently rendering my drama video, which I don't even know how long it ended up being. And I'm also rendering my Peter Does Stuff video. I had a list, here's my list right here of all the videos that I wanted to make today, but they're gonna have to wait. Now, here's the thing. I woke up today and I was so tired when I woke up because I stayed up super, super late last night that I was like, well, maybe I won't film any videos today and I'll just relax until I go to this appointment, or I'll just film the vlog before. But then I started looking at the weather, and tomorrow the weather is supposed to be like 82 or something like that, or 85 and full sunshine. Hold on a second, where's it at? Daily. The temperature tomorrow is supposed to be 86 and full sunshine. And I was like, oh no, tomorrow's a pool day. I'm definitely going to the pool tomorrow. And Alex has this thing after work tomorrow night that he has to go to anyway for his friend's business. It's like a work event kind of thing. Not his work event, it's like her work event thing. And she had like invited him to it. So he's gonna go to that tomorrow night, which means that he won't get home until probably 7 or 8. So I can vlog later tomorrow night, and I mean, he doesn't care if I vlog anyway, but I mean, he won't be home, so I can vlog, you know, tomorrow night. And so I was like, okay, here's my plan. I'm not gonna stay up as late tonight. I say this and now watch, I'll get up at like, I'll go to sleep at like 6 o'clock in the morning. I was like, I'm not gonna stay up as late tonight, and then I'll get up tomorrow morning, probably between like 9:30 and 10, and then film 3 or 4 videos tomorrow, like my drama video, if I film one tomorrow, drama video, like a Peterisms video, a booktube video, because that was one of the videos I wanted to film today. Well, I have 2 different videos that I have like a list of like 10 booktube videos, but I have like 2 that I really want to film. One is like a collection of books that are like my favorites, and then another one is a haul, but I'm waiting for one more book to come, and I think it's coming tonight, because I ordered a bunch of books off of Amazon, but this is like a special haul, because 2 of the books are books that I looked for on, I think I talked about this the other day. 2 of the books are books that I looked for online that I've looked for a long time. And whenever I've looked them up in the past, I couldn't find them. And the other night, I just kind of put in like I was like, such and such and such and such, and one of them takes place in Indiana. I was like, in Indiana, and it pulled up like 3 different books, and I was like, oh my God, that's the book. And I would never, I can tell you right now, I would never have guessed the title. I was like thinking of something completely different. Like in my head, I had like an idea of what the title was, and it was something completely different. So those 2 books came, but I have some other books coming too. So I'm thinking about either doing tomorrow the haul or my collection. So those are the 2 books that I have for Peter's Book Club. Now tonight when I come home, I'm gonna take a walk, and then I might go for a swim. It just depends on how late all this goes and stuff like that. So tonight is walk. It's gonna be a little bit cooler tonight. And then hopefully a swim if it's not too cold. If it's too cold, then I'll wait till tomorrow. But that's my plan for tomorrow. In all honesty, 86 and full sunshine. If I don't get up early, I'm probably just gonna go to the pool tomorrow and then just film a vlog when I get home. Or whatever. I mean, sometimes it's weird. Like I can remember going to the pool last summer and I would go and, like if there weren't a lot of people there, like if there was just like one other person there or something like that, like I wouldn't stay that long. If there's other people that are up there at the pool, like if my pool crew ladies are up there, then I'll stay till like 5 or whenever they leave, you know, and then come back and vlog and stuff like that. If that's the case, then I'll just do whatever videos I get done before and the vlog. I will tell you that tomorrow, if I wake up and it is 86 and full sunshine outside, I'm going to the pool. I'm not going to do this thing where I like stay inside and film 3 and 4 videos and all this kind of stuff. Like I'm going to enjoy the day tomorrow because the rest of the week it's supposed to be warm, but I think we're supposed to have like some thunderstorms and stuff like that too. Okay, let's look. Thursday is supposed to be 88 and partly cloudy, but here's the thing. On Thursday, I have a therapy appointment, and I think it's at 3 o'clock. So, hold on a second. That's next week. Oh, no, that's this week. Yeah, my therapy appointment's at 3 o'clock next week, or on Thursday. And then Caroline and I are hanging out together on Friday. Is Friday supposed to be full sunshine? Oh, 85 and full sunshine. She might want to go. Oh, Saturday is 92 and sunny. Oh my God, all next week is in the 90s. Did you guys, I saw this thing on Facebook last night that the end of June and all of July in the Midwest, we're supposed to have like this. He keeps on walking over. It's so cute. He keeps on looking down like, are you coming back up here? It's supposed to be like this heat wave through the Midwest. Did you guys hear about this? They're calling it something. I was telling my neighbor this across the street today, and she's like, yeah, it's called summer. I go, no, it's supposed to be like extremely hot. The end of July, or end of June and July, all through July and August, which means I'm gonna be in the pool this whole summer. I cannot wait. So anyway, all next week it's in the 90s. Yay! I mean 91, 93, 92. So I have a lot of pool days. But tomorrow is the only day that's like full sunshine, except for looks like Sunday. So yeah, we'll see. I'm not gonna sit inside the whole day and film videos when I can enjoy outside, because I can film videos, you know, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, when the weather's not nice. I do want to spend some time outside. I've been waiting for this pool to be open forever. So that's my plan for tomorrow. I'll get done when I get done, you know what I mean? And enjoy it. So I'm excited about tomorrow, about going to the pool. I'm gonna ask my neighbor on the corner if she wants to go to the pool tomorrow, because she's part of the pool crew. If she comes in, her neighbor will probably come. And then this other lady, she's typically always up there, and I might ask my neighbor next door. My neighbor next door is not necessarily part of the pool crew, but she and I go up there a lot. We go up there a lot, like typically in the evenings. So yeah, I'm excited about that. That'll be fun. And then tonight, I wanted to have everything done before I got home, because I wanted to walk when I got home, hang out with Alex, maybe go to the pool if it's not too cool. But I have a feeling by the time I get home, it'll be like in the 60s. So it'll probably be, by the time I get back from my walk, so it'll probably be too cold. But yeah, so I want to watch a couple episodes of some shows and then not take a nap and go to bed at somewhat of a reasonable hour so I can get up tomorrow and do all that. Usually Cousin Fun Day is on Wednesdays, but this week it's on Friday because Caroline's super, super busy. And so I'm excited about it. It'll be fun on Friday. I have a whole list of things that we're gonna do on Friday, places I need to go, all quick stops and stuff like that. And what I don't get to on Friday, Alex can help me with on Saturday or Sunday. So yeah, so I'm excited about that. Last night, what did we watch last night? Oh, well, so I made like some meals like in the freezer, and Alex was heating up some like leftovers that he had, and he was sitting here and he watched Grey's Anatomy and the Kardashians. I did not watch the Kardashians this week. And I sat on the couch and I was watching season 1 of Survivor, and I ate my meal. And then after I got done with whatever episode I was on, I think it was episode 10, I laid down and I took a nap. And I slept from like 10 until like 12 something, and I was out. Like I woke up and Alex was still up when I woke up, like looking through TikToks and stuff like that. And I was like, I was so out of it. And he was like, are you okay? And I was like, do you ever have like a dream that you like can't get out of? I wanted to write it down last night, but it wasn't like really a bizarre dream. It was just, I don't know, I just was in it deep. Like I woke up and I was like, I was so groggy, and I slept so deep for like 2 hours straight, like so deep. Fell right asleep in my nap and like just was so asleep. So I got up, took Boo Radley out, did my prayers and meditations, got him settled back into bed after a treat and stuff like that. He keeps on walking to the end of the staircase. It's so cute. he's like wanting to know if I'm coming back up there because he keeps on walking up there. But anyway, so got him a treat, got him back upstairs in bed, and then I started watching Survivor last night. And I didn't start watching, I continued to watch Survivor last night, and I watched I'd watched episode 10, and I watched episode 11, 12, 13, and 14 of season 1, and I finished season 1. Season 1 of Survivor is so completely different than how it is today. Like, I'm going to do a whole video on my Peter Watches TV channel about it after I've watched like the first 2 or 3 seasons. So then I started watching season 2. So I watched those 4 episodes, and then I watched the first 2.5 episodes of season 2, which actually is in the Australian outback. It's interesting how I remembered it. Like, as soon as they like started getting off the plane, I knew immediately like who got kicked off first. I was like, oh, that person's the first one that gets eliminated. And then I was like, I think this person's who wins. It's so weird how I remember that. And I can kind of remember watching it like in real time. But it's a completely different show than, I mean, it was so low budget that first season. I mean, it is if you are a Survivor super fan and you haven't watched season 1, you should go back and watch it. Like, it's so interesting. I was talking about this in my drama video today. Like, I was just mentioning at the beginning of it, like, every reality challenge show that we watch now, from Traitors to, you know, I don't watch The Challenge, but Big Brother to Survivor today, to all of them. I mean, an integral part of your gameplay is building alliances, right? When you go back and you watch season 1 of Survivor, like, Richard Hatch starts an alliance with Rudy, the Naval SEAL, Susan, Sue, I love her, and Kelly, who comes in second place, and, or comes in first runner-up. And, like, the 4 of them build this alliance, like, early on, and they go to the final 4, right? But there's this whole attitude on the show that it was just, like, the alliance was completely in control of the show, and, like, it was this really negative attitude about alliances. Like, it was like a bad thing. Like, you shouldn't build alliances, you shouldn't do alliances. And, like, all these people were, like, priding themselves in the fact. Like, she even, like, this Kelly girl, Wiggleston, I think is her last name, Wiggleston or something. Like, she even in her, like, final speech says that she wished she hadn't joined the alliance, and she just, I mean, she thinks it's, like, a bad thing, right? And I'm like, you're literally sitting there because you were part of this alliance. And this one guy, like, in the reunion was on, like, Good Morning America. It was, like, hosted by, like, Bryant Gumbel. It was so weird, like, the reunion and stuff like that. Also, the things that they say on the show back then, like, Richard Hatch is gay, and Rudy says a lot of things. And, like, and Richard, like, excuses it. It's like, it's all good-hearted and whatever. And I totally understand the point of view that he's coming from. I get it. But it's like, it's so interesting that some of the things that are said today, there's like comments that are made about women on the show. Like, this Jervis guy makes these comments about women and comparing them to cows and things like that. Not like with body image, but like with like their worth and things like that. And like those comments today, like those people would be kicked off the show. I mean, like, Rudy full-on calls Richard, like, a queer, and he's like, I wouldn't be hanging out with no queers. I mean, it's like, that stuff would not fly today. It's so crazy how reality TV has changed in all these years. And, I mean, a lot of the other things that they say on there, too, it's real interesting. And, like, they do these prayer groups and stuff. Like, I didn't really realize, like, how early on. It's interesting. The other thing is, too, is it's interesting because this Kelly girl does yoga. And so, from, like, the very, like, beginning, like, yoga was always, like, and meditation was always a part of Survivor. And I kind of thought that was a later thing, but I had forgotten it started early. She does, like, yoga in this, like, by this tree. But it's so interesting, like, they do these, like, prayer groups. They all get in a circle, and this guy, like, leads them in prayer and stuff like that. I was like, that is not something I think would happen on Survivor today. It's just, it's changed a lot. Like, the tribal council area is so low budget. They literally have, like, all of their, their torches that have been, like, snuffed out. They have them, like up against this wall, and they look like homemade. They probably were. And it's just, like, so low budget. But the other thing is this, is that, like, they get, like, rice for the whole, like, they have rice every single day to eat. They don't have to, like, challenge for rice or win a challenge for rice or any of that kind of stuff, right? Okay, my drama video is done, so I gotta transfer it over to my phone so I can Okay, but, like, you know, like, on the new seasons, you have to, like, challenge for rice and do all this kind of stuff and, like, get food. The other thing is, like, the food rewards are so funny. Like, It's like the things they win are so hilarious. Like this, like I mean, it would be great if you were like out there, right? But compared to today, like some of the food challenges they get like an entire taco bar, or like steak and lobster, and it's like every episode is like a challenge like that. There's no hidden immunity idols on season 1 either, which I think is interesting. I don't know when the hidden immunity idols start coming out. I don't remember them. And they don't start doing confessionals until, I think it's like after Sean is when they start doing confessionals. A lot, like, it's interesting watching it because you're like, oh, this is the first time this ever happened in Survivor history. Like something like when Ramona left, something happened, and I was like, oh, that's so weird. Like, this is the first. That was the merge. I think that was the merge. Is after no, because Ramona was one, like the first 3. But anyway, like, you have this whole negative attitude towards alliances. And now, like, you wouldn't go on a reality show and not be an alliance. Like, you would be stupid to not build an alliance. And now there's, like, secret alliances. People are in multiple alliances. And back then, I mean, it was like, they were like, no, they're playing the game dirty. It's not fair. Like, they shouldn't do it. And it's so funny because at that time, like, Richard Hatch, who I think is, like, I was going to look this up last night. I know he's going to, like, he got, like, in trouble financially for a bunch of stuff or something. I don't know what it was about, but anyway. So, I mean, I haven't really kept up with him since season 1 of Survivor, so I don't really know. But what's so interesting is that, like, the negative attitude about him winning. Well, first of all, the Kelly girl, she does win 3 immunity idols and all this kind of stuff. And she wins, like, 5 challenges total. I mean, like, that alone, like, oh, that's the other thing. The speeches that they give and how they defend themselves in tribal council is completely different. Like, today, like, they fight at tribal council. Like, they'll fight for themselves and say, like, well, I had 3 immunity challenge. They talk about building a resume to get on the final 3. It's final 2, not final 3, at the end. Now it's final 3, but it was final 2 back then. And then they'll talk about building a resume of, like, who did I get this person out? Like, they're proud of who they got out and how they constructed getting this person out, and they built this, like, I built this alliance, and, like, they're proud of those things. Those things that the people in season 1, like, it really bothered them. Like, they talked about what an emotional toll it was to vote these people out because they were friends. And what you realize is when you look back on it, that Survivor started out really to be not just a game to win $1 million, but it was really a show about survival of, like, 16 people living on a beach for 39 days. You know, Tanya and I were talking about this the other day, and she said, I always feel like the wrong person wins. She's always like, she said, it's always like the trickiest person, the sneakiest person. She's like, the best player on Survivor, the person that is like the best survivor, they don't ever win. And when you go back to season 1, it's interesting because they all kind of believe that, like, the best person, the best at heart, and the strongest survivor should have won. Like, they talk about Greg and Gretchen, and, like, they would have, like, they could have outlasted everybody. But they don't, because there's people out there that are building alliances, and so they think the alliances aren't fair. It's just so interesting to go back and watch it from season 1 and where it's at today. I had kind of forgotten that whole attitude existed. So I watched that last night, finished Borneo, which was the first season. Now they do all of them, like, in Fiji. But back then, I forgot that they changed. I knew it, but I couldn't remember where else they went. I totally would never have guessed the Australian Outback for the second one. So the second one's the first one's in Borneo. The second one is in the Australian Outback. The other thing is, too, is that the locations today are, like, I mean, the locations are beautiful there, too, but, like, not as well kept. I mean, it looks like the beaches and things that they have today, like, part of it are maintained for television to look beautiful, because when you look at it back then, it's not like Richard Hatch, like, he caught fish every single day. If he wouldn't have won if he hadn't caught fish. And today they don't even rely on people, like, catching fish and stuff like that. They spent so much time building these shelters. Like, they don't ever do that anymore. They're like, well, I guess we should figure out shelter, and it's like 20 minutes of, like, the show, and that's it, right? Like, they don't show all that. Back in the day, they showed so much more of, like, their daily lives, of, like, what was going on and stuff like that. So it's interesting. I'm loving going back and watching them. If you guys are Survivor fans, I would definitely suggest going back and watching the first seasons. I'm wondering if I'm going to be able to get this video up before I leave. I have a feeling I'm not going to be able to. Hold on, where am I at? Okay. Okay. It doesn't really matter. I'm not going to post it until I get home, because I haven't even, well, I was going to sit here and make a thumbnail in a second, but we'll see how that goes. Where's the next? Oh, the next video is done too. It looks like it just got done, so I can start posting that. So tonight I'm going to watch a little Survivor. I will say this, like, having finished Under the Bridge, which was fantastically done, it was so good. Somebody commented on my video, I will say this, and they said something about, so in the show, I don't really want to ruin it for anybody, but this won't ruin it for anybody. But in the show, the girl that's killed, her name is Rena Verk. She's 14 years old. Oh, this is so funny. I just pulled up. It's on my Peter Watches TV channel. So the person that is killed, her name is Rena Verk. The writer of the book that it was based on, that's researching it, she becomes really close with one of the killers and shows that person a lot of empathy. And they show that in there. And somebody commented on my video. It was a very nice comment. It was just kind of like an interesting comment. I don't even know how they worded it. I could pull it up, but my phone's uploading this video. So they said something to the effect of like, Peter, when you talk about true crime, this is so bright. When you talk about true crime, like you always focus on the importance of the story of the victim. But in this show, they depict the researcher, the investigative journalist, they depict her showing empathy towards the killer, and the person basically was like, what did you think of that, kind of thing. I mean, it was like a very nice comment. And somebody responded to them and they said it was interesting because what they really think is like, it was her displaying, her showing like her own issues of guilt that she had about a traumatic event that happened in her life. And I 100% agree with that statement. But the other thing is this, I want to make this very, very clear. This is a dramatization based on a true crime story, okay? Like, when it's a true crime, like a true crime video or a true crime book or a true crime documentary, that's telling the true story of this, okay? That's showing the characters. This wasn't like a documentary where they interviewed real people. I mean, it was a dramatization. It was like The Staircase, the documentary, and The Staircase, the show. They do have, and it says based on a true story. It doesn't say this is a true story. They have some creative levity with that, right? Or whatever, creative, lenience with that. I don't necessarily fault a dramatization for that because I feel like it's serving a different purpose. Like the dramatization, and I honestly did think the show did a very good job of showing the background and humanizing this girl and explaining why she befriended these other girls because she didn't feel like she fit in at home because of their religion. They were Jehovah's Witnesses. And it goes back and it shows her like family history of her grandparents, immigrating here from India and her parents meeting and things like that. I actually thought it did a fantastic job of that, of humanizing her. But let's say if it didn't. I don't know that I necessarily would like fault a dramatization for that in the same way that I would a true crime documentary or true crime book or true crime story it's telling the truth, right? Like, so like I have an issue. There's a true crime YouTuber and I love this person. I watch a lot of their videos, but years ago I was watching a video that they did about Chris and Shanann Watts in that case, which to me is probably one of the most devastating cases ever. To this day, I still am just like, it's like that's a really hard case for me when I know that he took those two girls out there with their feet on top of their mother, and the one girl, Bella, I think, was holding on to her like blanket, and he smothered her with her own blanket. I mean, a child's attachment to their blanket, and he smothered. I mean, it's just like it's so like, I mean, and I know that he claims that he was, possessed by the devil and all this kind of stuff. I don't really care. That is such a sad case to me. So I was watching this documentary or a video about it, and this person said in the video, they were talking about, so Shanann Watts sold this stuff on the side. It was like this business thing she did. I don't think it was like a multi-level. It might have been. I don't know. But it was like one of those sell from home things, and you put everything on Facebook. I think it might have been a multi-level marketing thing. But it was like these workout things or whatever. And so this person didn't say, I think that she did it for this, or I think she did it for that. This person said, well, she had to get another job because of this. And there's absolutely no fact to that statement. Now, I do take issue with that when in like true crime videos, if you want to speculate about something and say like, the reason why I think this person did this or the reason why I think this person did that, I think that's completely fine. We all watch true crime and we speculate about the stories behind the people, why they might have done this, why they done that. But when there's literal documentation and you say the opposite of that, like, to me, as somebody that's literally reading off of a script, I don't even do that when I do those videos, you know, like, and you're literally reading off of a script and about something that's painting kind of a bad picture about like why she had to get this job. And it's like, I was like, I don't know. And I don't think they intentionally did it, but I was like, I don't know that like kind of like negatively portraying, even indirectly, the victim of Chris Watts is like what you really want to do in this video. I don't think anybody else, like, I talked to like, you know, my book club partner about it, and she like watched it and she was like, I can kind of see how you think that. She was like, you know, because she's really into that case a lot. So this was like, this was probably 2 years ago when this happened. She's really into that case. She's watched all the documentaries and stuff about it. She's like, yeah, I can see how you say that, but she's like, I don't think anybody that like had looked at it as closely as we had, because at that time we had read the book, we had like really looked deeply into this. I'm like putting up a thumbnail that I haven't even made yet. I'm like trying to post this. I'm like, where's the thumbnail? It's not there because I haven't made it yet. But anyway, I mean, I watched all the documentaries, we read the book on the Chris and Shanann Watts case, I watched all of the interview footage and all that kind of stuff. So, and I assumed that this person had too, because they like, you know, knew a lot about it and done multiple videos on it and stuff like that. And so, I was kind of surprised, and so it bothered me because of that, because I felt like it was really kind of like painting a certain kind of picture of, I mean, it wasn't painting a negative picture of Shanann Watts really at all. It was just basically saying that she was kind of like, you know, money hungry and stuff like that. I just don't think that's the case. I don't get that that's the case at all with her. And it was one thing in her life besides her kids that she was excited about, you know? Her husband wasn't excited, and her, just as sad. So, but, you know, I think it was because I was so into that case. I had to like, I honestly, when that book and everything was done, I had to be done with all that. I like could not continue to look into that case, read anything about that case. People sent me stuff for a long time about it, which I appreciated because I think it's, you know, an interesting case, but it just was too much for me. It really was too much for me. I couldn't continue to watch it, to take it in, or any of that kind of stuff. There's a lot of cases like that. Columbine is a case that, like, we read the Columbine book by Dave Cullen, which was fantastic in a True Crime Book Club. Where am I at on time? Okay. And I thought that book was fantastically done. I loved that. I mean, I didn't love it because of the material. I loved it because I thought it was so well done, so respectful of the victims and things like that. For a little while after that, I would watch, like, some of the documentaries and things like that about, like, Sue Claybold, the mother of one of the killers and things like that. And, you know, she, I don't know, like, of course I feel horrible for her, but there was just a lot of delusion to me, and the wording that she would use, and I just thought it was interesting that she was getting all these interviews and doing all these kinds of things, and all kind of under the guise of her. This is just my personal opinion, so you can completely disagree with me, and I, you know, feel bad for what she's gone through and things like that, but, you know, like, even, like, when you read the book and you find out that, we were just talking about this in a True Crime Book Club, the last live stream, I think, or maybe Mel and I were just talking about it. I feel like I was sitting here when I looked it up, so it must have been for the True Crime Book Club. But, like, the fact that the parents of the killers were willing to be interviewed, but those interviews needed to be locked for, like, 20 years. I think they come out in 2025. Like, why would, okay, if you're going to make all these videos and you're going to do all these interviews and TED Talks and stuff talking about your experience with it, what is in that interview that you don't want people to know? Like, what are you keeping hidden in those interviews? Don't you think that the public has a right to know that? If you're educating people on what to do to, like, stop this from happening in the future, don't you think that that's pertinent information? Like, why is that locked information? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. The Columbine case was one that I just had to, like, stop. I just was like, I can't. I mean, I was, like, watching everything about it, and it was so sad. Eileen Wuornos, I know everything about Eileen Wuornos. It just came out again. I know everything about Eileen Wuornos in those cases at this point. I would watch The Death of a Serial Killer, the documentary series, over again. A couple documentary series I would probably go back and watch is I would go back and I would watch, like, Paradise Lost about the West Memphis 3. Somebody just recently asked me about that in a Q&A. They were asking me, like, what I thought about the West Memphis 3 and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, we read that book in a True Crime Book Club, and You know, at that time, I had watched the documentaries like years before. I did kind of like a refresher thing on it. I read the book. I wasn't super interested at that time because I had watched all the documentaries. I kept up on the story through the years. That was like a huge true crime case back in the day. I remember when that came out on HBO, Paradise Lost, the trilogy. The camera stopped. The Paradise Lost, it was a trilogy, but it started out with just one documentary movie. But I kept up with that case for a long time and watched The Innocence Project, and Eddie Vedder from Pearl Jam was real involved with that and things like that. And I followed that for a long time. By the time that we read the book in a True Crime Book Club, I really wasn't that interested in it anymore, to be honest with you. But then just recently, when somebody asked me about it, I started looking into it again and where they're at now and things like that. And this guy's put out so many books. The main guy, I can't remember what his name is. What's his name? Damien Eccles is his name. And he's like written all these books and married somebody that he met in prison and all this. The whole thing is so interesting to me. So anyway, now I'm kind of like more interested in it, to be honest with you. Some of the cases that are like, I mean, they're all sad. All the cases are sad. But some of the cases that are like unimaginable, that could be literally like right in your neighborhood, like the Kristen Shanann Watts case. Like, I mean, just imagining him like putting his daughter in that tank that like didn't fit, like she didn't fit in there. I mean, it's just like when you hear the details about the case, it's so sad. And so yeah, I'm not, you know what? I'm not going to do like some huge thumbnail for this drama video today. I'm just not. Just pull two pictures. Let's see if I can pull this picture that I have it on my phone, but let's see if I can pull it up on here. It's just all over the internet of Gypsy Rose Blanchard and Jeffree Star in a TikTok live stream. This is not the picture that I want. There's a better picture though. Where's the better picture of it? I'm gonna have to go in here and I'm gonna have to watch this, put this stupid video in to pull a screenshot. There's something to go watch if you want to watch Gypsy Rose Blanchard and Jeffree Star in a TikTok live stream. I am so confusion of the world. Where is it at? Is it gone now? Oh, does this person take it down? It was up. Where is it at? I just watched this. Oh, this is it. I'm trying to think of other cases. That we, I mean, just the fact that Jeffree Star is sitting in this live stream with Gypsy Rose Blanchard and they're both in like these stupid TikTok like cowboy hats is just like unbelievable to me. I'm just like, what is going on in the world? Like, what is going on in the world? Okay. Should I get them both in hats or should I just get one of them in a hat? They both have hats on this one point. Eugenia Cooney tipped Gypsy Rose Blanchard $400. Oh my God. I wish somebody would tip me $400. Don't you wish somebody would tip you $400? Oh my gosh. Okay. Then he goes in here. Well, if you're gonna watch I'm not gonna do the drama video about this. So yeah, so tonight I'm gonna walk. I've got to finish this book. I have not finished, total transparency, I have not finished May's book for Peter's Book Club yet. And it's June 11th. And I've been on that book for like 3 weeks. And I just don't listen to it. I like listen to like music and stuff like that when I've been walking. I haven't been walking that long. So tonight I'm walking for like an hour and I am going to finish this book. Oh my God, what time is it? Oh my God. That is something my mom would have done back in the day. Oh my God. Okay. Toddy Westbrook. Ooh, I like that picture of her. Let's use that picture of her. I don't don't really understand. You know, this is my thing. I try to always like when I like pick thumbnails for people. I mean, unless it's like talking about Dramageddon or something, then I'll pick like pictures of their like apology videos or them like, you know, crying in a video talking about it. But I try to reference that. And another thing I try to always do is like when, and I'm not gonna say I always have because I don't know, but like if I look, because like underneath here, like it'll have like the description. If you look up like, you know, images and things like that, it'll have the description of what it was, right? And so like if you go in there and it's like somebody says something sad happened, I'm not gonna take that screenshot of them. I try to be as fair as I can with the screenshots I use. I don't understand the need to, I think they're funny sometimes when people use thumbnails that are like that. Sometimes people use thumbnails of me and I'm like, I'll see them and I'll be like, and it's like me and I'm like, oh my Lord, you got me at a good moment, girl. You caught me, you got me, girl, you buggered me. I don't get all bent out of shape about that. Those are the least of my problems, you know what I mean? I don't know which picture to use. Jeffree Star and Gypsy Rose Blanchard. We'll see which one looks better. I think this one's so much cuter. Of Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Because she's like this. She's America's darling. Did you not know that? She's America's sweetheart. If anybody else is baffled by Gypsy Rose Blanchard as I am, like, I just don't get it, you guys, like at all. Like I just do not get it. That's what I'm gonna put on here. I don't understand the fascination that a lot of people have with a lot of people. It's confusing to me. You know, but in reality, it's probably not a whole lot different than it was like... Oh, and my video is going to get up in time. It's probably not a whole lot different than it was, you know, like... 100 years ago. Just the things that we're interested in were different, you know? I think we're all interested in, like... This is such a stupid statement. I was going to say, I think we're all interested in different things. Really? You do, Peter? You think people that we're all interested in different things? I do, though. What are you interested in? It's interesting, like, what things, though, like, okay, like, I was, like, going through the true crime stuff, like, last night, you know, and, like, you would think by the stuff that I cover on my drama channel, like, I would be, like, dying to watch, like, that On the Set, or the Nick and Aaron Carter documentary, or, like, the Kevin Spacey documentary. I have, like, those things, like, are such downers to me. Like, I don't know why, but give me a good, like, murder that happens in the Midwest that you have to, like, figure out. It feels more to me like kind of an investigation and like justice for somebody. Those things, those documentaries never really feel like there's justice to me. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. But, so yeah, so, do you guys have any good shows for me to watch? I can't look at my channel. The next show that I probably watch, well, Bridgerton comes out this week. It comes out the 13th, doesn't it? I cannot wait. So Bridgerton comes out this week, so I will watch Bridgerton. And then I will also watch, oh, here, I'm putting my video together right now. It's not uploaded yet. My video contains paid promotion, like a product placement, sponsorship, or endorsement. Yes or no required? No. Because it doesn't. Altered content. Do any of the following describe your content? To follow YouTube's policy, you are required to let us know if your content is altered or synthetic in some way. These include realistic sounds. This is all about AI. If you use AI in your video, you have to mark it as such, because you can't do that without letting them know. Okay, so all that's done. That's new. They just added that. I don't know why they added that. I think a lot of people are generating, I heard this, they're generating their description boxes by AI. I wouldn't even know how to do that. Like, you know, everything they put in their description box, like, or like tags. I think people are like generating their tags by AI and stuff like that. I wouldn't even know how to do that, if you want to know the truth. Don't know. You guys witnessed the amazement of me making the most unbelievable thumbnail in the entire world. I did say, though, that in July I'm going to start trying to make better thumbnails. Like, that's one of my things I'm going to do. I always think like this, though. Like, would you guys rather a better thumbnail or a longer vlog? Because to me, I would rather vlog longer and just talk to you guys, you know? I mean, not that you have to pick. I can film longer vlogs and also do thumbnails, better thumbnails at the same time. I just have to do better time management. I'm not great with time management. I think we know that. So yeah, so tonight, when we get back from marriage counseling, I need to start getting ready here in like, what time is it? Oh my Lord, oh my Lanta. It's 4:48. I need to get ready here in like 2 or 3 minutes. So when I get home tonight, I'm going to take a walk, listen to my audiobook. If it's not too cold, take a swim. If not, take a shower, put my jammies on. My jammies. And Tanya and I, one of our really good friends, that like we've known like all through our sobriety and stuff like that. And she had her 2 daughters after she got sober. Okay, if I have 29 years, she's been sober longer than I have, by like 2 or 3 years. But anyway, so her daughters are now, like, one just graduated from college and one graduated from medical school. And I remember them when they were real little, and she would, like, come over and stuff like that to Tanya's house. And our friend would, like, make cinnamon rolls and stuff like that, and she would bring them all over. And I remember her girls were like 5 and 7 at the time. And we were all sitting there, we were like watching a movie or something. It was like some kid's movie or something for them. And she had just stopped by like on her way home from the grocery store or something. We were all sitting around. And her girls were so sweet. They still are so sweet. They're like really, they've turned into fantastic women. And I said to the girls, I was like, are you guys sleeping over at your Aunt Tanya's house? And the one girl, I still say this to her today because she gets such a kick out of it when I see it. She goes, Uncle Peter, you can't have a sleepover without your jammies. She's like, we don't have our jammies. I still say that to her today. She's like 25. I'm like, did you bring your jammies over to Aunt Tanya's house? She's like, oh, Boo Rally. Boo Rally, do you have your jammies? He does have jammies. We got he and Tucker onesies one time. So anyway, all right. Well, I'm going to get off here now. I'm going to walk, maybe swim. If not, take a shower. Put on some shorty pajamas. I'm gonna wear my shorty pajamas tonight. Watch some Survivor, read a little bit tonight, relax, get up tomorrow, and I'm gonna be at the pool all day tomorrow. I'm so excited. It's gonna be a pool day. I am so excited. So anyway, let me know what you guys are up to tonight and tomorrow. I love you guys so much, and if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. Hope you're having a magically amazing Tuesday. Is it Tuesday today? Yeah. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya.